Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at night, feeling exhausted to your core, yet your mind refuses to quiet down? You shift positions constantly, you twist and turn, the bedroom remains dark, but your thoughts feel thunderous. When morning arrives, your memory seems hazy, your body feels heavy, and it appears as though the night provided you with no genuine rest whatsoever. If this resonates with you, you are certainly not alone. Countless older adults silently endure sleepless nights without understanding there is something they are doing immediately before bedtime that is robbing their rest and gradually clouding their memory. You see, getting older does not mean you must accept inadequate sleep or diminishing mental sharpness as your inevitable reality. I am acquainted with seniors in their 70s and 80s who continue to wake up feeling refreshed, alert, and full of energy because they have discovered how to safeguard their brain and body with just a handful of simple evening practices. In today's video, I am going to guide you through 4 bedtime errors that most individuals over 60 make without even realizing they are detrimental. These are the small practices, perhaps even comforting ones, that are silently demolishing sleep quality and gradually eroding memory. However, here is the encouraging news. Once you identify them, you can modify them. Allow me to share this with you. The final one we will discuss is the most perilous of all. Not because it is uncommon, but because it is deeply emotional and more difficult to recognize. Therefore, please remain with me until the end. While you are here, do not forget to leave a comment below and share with me how your nights have been recently. Do you feel rejuvenated when you wake up, or are your evenings filled with restlessness? I would truly appreciate hearing from you. If you find this content valuable, make certain to subscribe to Balance Health, because every day we share genuine simple methods to help you live stronger, sleep better, and stay mentally sharp after 60. Now, let us begin with the first bedtime mistake. It is something nearly everyone does these days, and it might be harming you more than you realize. There is a moment at night, perhaps around 9 or 10 in the evening, when everything finally becomes peaceful. The house grows still, you have completed your dinner, taken your evening medications, and maybe changed into your pajamas. In that tranquil moment, your hand reaches for the remote control or your phone. Just a brief scroll before bed, correct, a quick glance at Facebook, or maybe you are watching a show you love, one more episode before you drift off to sleep. However, here is the truth that no one really shared with us while growing up. Those glowing screens, the television, the phone, the tablet, they are causing more harm to your sleep than you might ever imagine. Not just your sleep, but your memory, your energy the following morning, and even your mood. The science is remarkably clear. Screens emit something called blue light, a very specific type of light that our brain interprets as sunlight. This means even if it is completely dark outside and even if you are yawning and ready to sleep, the moment your eyes absorb that blue glow, your brain says, "Hold on. It is not nighttime yet. Stay awake." Now, why does this matter? Because your body relies on melatonin, a hormone that naturally increases at night to help you fall asleep and reach deep restorative stages of rest. But blue light blocks melatonin, completely interferes with it. Studies from Harvard and Stanford have demonstrated that just 90 minutes of screen use before bed can delay melatonin release by up to 3 hours and reduce your total deep sleep by nearly 50%. That is not a small number. Here is what is especially important for those of us over 60. As we age, our natural melatonin production already declines. So, even without screens, it becomes harder to fall into deep sleep. When you add screen light to that mixture, you are doubling the trouble. Now, think about what happens when you miss out on that deep sleep. Your brain does not fully clean house. It does not process memories well. That is why you might forget what day it is, misplace things, or feel cloudy the next morning. Your muscles do not fully recover either, and your immune system does not get the reset it needs. All from a habit that feels as innocent as watching a YouTube video in bed. But here is the good news. You do not have to give up your evening routines completely. What you need is a buffer zone, about 60 to 90 minutes before you plan to sleep. Turn off the screens. Let your brain slowly return to its natural rhythm. During that time, try reading a paper book, doing light stretches, listening to soft instrumental music, or journaling. Some people like to dim the lights, sip warm herbal tea, or sit by a window and just breathe. Simple, gentle acts like that tell your brain, it is okay, you are safe. You can rest now. You can even shift your television time to earlier in the evening, maybe right after dinner. Enjoy your favorite program. But then once it ends, give yourself space to unwind away from the artificial light. If you need to use your phone at night, consider turning on night mode or using blue light blocking applications or glasses. They are not perfect, but they help. I know change can be hard, especially when we have built these habits over years. But even a few nights without screens before bed can bring you deeper sleep, clearer memory, and a sense of peace that lasts long into the next day. Many seniors I have worked with say they feel younger in the mornings after making this one shift. Now, speaking of nighttime habits, there is another one that can be even more tempting than screens. For many people, it happens in the kitchen. Just a little bite before bed, something sweet or something warm and filling. But what if I told you that midnight snack might be quietly disturbing your sleep from the inside out? It usually starts at a little craving. Maybe you are sitting in your chair, the evening is winding down, and you think to yourself, a little something sweet would be nice right now. Just a slice of bread, a biscuit, a spoonful of rice left from dinner, or be it as a piece of cake, or that tempting bowl of cereal calling your name from the kitchen. After all, you are not eating a full meal. Just a light snack to help you sleep. Right. But what if I told you that eating late at night, especially sugary foods or anything made from white flour, is one of the quietest reasons why seniors wake up tired, foggy, and sometimes even with aches they cannot explain? Here is the truth. Your digestive system, like the rest of your body, wants to rest at night. It is not designed to stay active while you are sleeping. When you eat something, even just a small portion, your body shifts into work mode. Your stomach starts producing acid. Your pancreas releases insulin. Your body heats up as it tries to process the incoming food. This is especially true for sugar and refined starches like white rice, white bread, pastries, cookies, and crackers. These foods spike your blood sugar, which sounds harmless at first. But that spike is quickly followed by a crash. Guess when that crash hits? Right in the middle of your sleep cycle. That drop in blood sugar can cause you to wake up suddenly, feel hot or jittery, and even have strange dreams or restless tossing. Worse yet, eating late also raises your core body temperature, and your body needs to cool down to enter deep sleep. If your temperature is even slightly elevated, you will stay in the lighter stages of sleep, where your brain cannot do its nightly filing and cleaning. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that seniors who ate within 2 hours of bedtime, especially carbohydrate-heavy meals, spent less time in deep sleep and woke up twice as often during the night compared to those who stopped eating earlier. Now, let us talk about the impact on memory. During deep sleep, the brain clears out waste proteins, including one called beta amyloid, which is linked to cognitive decline. If you do not sleep deeply, that waste can build up over time, slowly affecting focus, recall, and even increasing your risk of dementia. So, what can you do instead? The simplest change is this. Aim to finish eating at least 3 hours before bedtime. Let your stomach rest and give your body the calm it needs to slip into natural restorative sleep. If you truly feel hungry before bed, choose something very light and protein-based instead of sugary. A small handful of almonds, a spoonful of cottage cheese, a few slices of cucumber, or a warm mug of chamomile tea with no sugar. These will not spike your blood sugar or keep your digestion buzzing all night. I know sometimes we eat at night not because we are hungry, but because we are lonely or bored or us want something comforting. I have spoken to many seniors who say food feels like company after dark. I understand that. But what if you could replace that late night bite with a different kind of comfort? A phone call to a loved one, a warm bath, gentle music, and deep breathing. You deserve sleep that heals, not food that steals it. Now that we have explored how your stomach can interfere with your sleep, let us look at something just as sneaky. A substance that is hidden in your favorite evening drinks. It feels like a treat. But for your brain and your memory, it might be doing more damage than you think. There is something comforting about a warm drink in the evening, is there not? Maybe a gentle cup of tea after dinner, or a square of dark chocolate with your favorite show, or even a late-night coffee if you are catching up with a friend or reading something deep and thoughtful. These little rituals feel so harmless, even soothing. But what if that warm, cozy moment is actually stealing hours from your sleep and slowly dulling your memory over time? You see, many people do not realize that caffeine is a sneaky little stimulant and it lingers in your body far longer than you think. It is not just in coffee. It is in black tea, green tea, chocolate, even decaf coffee. Yes, really? It does not just wake you up like we imagine it does in the morning. It stimulates your central nervous system. It increases alertness. It raises adrenaline. It blocks the very signals your brain needs to start relaxing. Now, here is where it gets serious. For us older folks, your body's ability to clear out caffeine gets slower as you age. A person in their 30s might process caffeine in 5 to 6 hours, but someone over 60, that same cup of coffee can stay active in the system for up to 10 hours. That means your 2 o'clock pick-me-up could still be bouncing around in your bloodstream at midnight, keeping your brain just alert enough to prevent deep, healing sleep. When your brain does not reach those deep stages, something critical is lost: memory consolidation. That is the process where your brain organizes your thoughts, stores what you have learned, and cleans up the noise from the day. Without that, small, forgetful moments start sneaking in, misplacing names, losing track of conversations, feeling scattered. Over time, it becomes a fog that does not lift even after 8 hours in bed. You might be thinking, but I only drink tea, not coffee. I hear that a lot. But here is the surprise. 1 mug of black tea can contain 40 to 70 mg of caffeine. That is enough to delay sleep, especially in sensitive individuals. Even some herbal teas labeled calming are blended with green or long tea leaves that contain caffeine unless you check the ingredients carefully. Dark chocolate is another quiet culprit. The darker it is, the more theobromine it contains, a natural stimulant that affects your nervous system like caffeine does. A few squares after dinner can make your heart beat faster, your thoughts race slightly, just enough to keep you from drifting into deep rest. So, what can you do? If you enjoy warm drinks at night, switch to caffeine-free herbal teas. Chamomile, rooibos, peppermint, or lemon balm are all gentle choices that soothe your nervous system instead of stirring it. Look for teas that say caffeine-free or bedtime blend. Always check the fine print. If you love chocolate, save it for earlier in the day, maybe as an afternoon treat around lunch. That way, your body has time to clear the stimulants before nightfall. For coffee lovers, try cutting off all caffeine after 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That single change can have a surprisingly deep effect. I have heard from seniors who said they slept better within days just by adjusting their caffeine schedule. It is not about giving up everything you enjoy. It is about shifting the timing and listening to your body when it whispers instead of waiting for it to shout. Now, we have talked about screens, snacks, and stimulants, all physical habits. But sometimes the thing that keeps you up at night is not something you eat or drink. It is something you feel, a thought, a worrying, a memory you cannot let go of. Let us gently walk into that final deeply personal bedtime habit. one that many seniors carry silently night after night. There is a kind of silence at night that feels heavier than during the day. The lights are off, the phone stops buzzing. The world gets quiet. Suddenly your thoughts get louder. You lie in bed. The room is still, but your mind it is wide awake. Thinking about what you forgot to do, worrying about tomorrow, replaying conversations from the past. Maybe something someone said still stings. Maybe it is the loneliness or the feeling that life is changing too fast and you are just trying to hold on. This habit, taking your stress, regrets, or worries to bed with you, is one of the most powerful destroyers of sleep. Sadly, it is one of the most overlooked. You might not even notice it at first. It begins with just a thought. Did I lock the door? Or, I really should have said something different at lunch. But then your heart beats a little faster, your muscles get tense. You roll over and over trying to find a comfortable position. But it is not your body that is restless, it is your mind. What is happening inside you is very real. When you feel anxious, your brain releases a hormone called cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol's job is to keep you alert, to prepare you for danger. It tells your body to stay awake, to scan for threats, to stay on guard. When cortisol goes up, melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy, goes down. They cannot both rise at the same time. Even if your body is exhausted, cortisol will keep your brain from fully shutting down. That is why no matter how tired you feel, your mind keeps spinning. Your sleep never feels deep or peaceful. Here is the deeper cost. When you go to bed stressed or emotionally overwhelmed, your brain does not get the calm environment it needs to form memories or do its nightly repairs. Over time, this emotional tension can lead to chronic insomnia, depression, memory fog, and even weaken your immune system. So, what can you do? You do not need to stop worrying. That is easier said than done, but you can create space between your day and your sleep. Give your heart and your mind permission to wind down little by little. Try this gentle practice an hour before bed. Write down your worries, not in detail. Just list them out like you are offloading groceries from your arms. Worried about tomorrow's appointment. Sad about how distant my son felt today. Upset I forgot my friend's birthday. Once they are on paper, your brain does not have to hold them so tightly. Then follow it with something calming, a gratitude reflection. 3 things that went okay today. Or close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine a place that always made you feel safe. A beach, a childhood home, a favorite garden. Do not be afraid to speak your feelings out loud, even if it is just to yourself. Sometimes naming what is in your heart is all it takes to soften it. You deserve to go to bed with peace in your mind and softness in your chest. Your sleep is not just rest, it is healing. It is how your brain stays sharp, how your emotions stay steady, how your body restores itself. The beautiful thing, peaceful sleep is not something you have to earn. It is something you can create one gentle evening at a time. Now that we have talked about the physical and emotional traps that can ruin your rest, let us take a deep breath together and move towards something even more powerful, a way forward, full of hope and possibility even after 60. You know, growing older brings many changes, some we expect and others that surprise us, but here is something many people forget. Just because time is passing does not mean our peace, our clarity, or our sleep has to slip away with it. The truth is your body is still listening to you. Every small habit you change, every gentle step you take toward rest, it notices and it responds. The screen you turn off, the snack you skip, the tea you switch out, the thoughts you learn to lay down. All of it adds up. You do not need to transform your entire life overnight. You do not need to be perfect. All you need is to choose peace a little more often than stress and to protect your sleep like it is a sacred ritual. Because it is. Sleep is not a luxury at your age. It is fuel for your brain, your balance, your memory, and even your joy. The beautiful part, it is never too late to make it better. Never. So, if you found yourself nodding along during this video, If some of these habits felt a little too familiar, do not feel guilty. Feel empowered because now you know. Once you know better, you can do better. Gently, one night at a time, I would love to hear from you. What is one habit you are ready to shift tonight? Leave me a comment below and let me know. I read every word. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to Balance Health. This channel is here for you to help you sleep better, move better, and live brighter in every season of life. You still have so much to enjoy, and with just a few gentle changes each night, tomorrow could already feel more alive. Sleep peacefully tonight, my friend. You have earned it.